Bienvenidos a todos. El día de hoy estoy muy contenta. Tenemos una gran entrevista. Ahora sí que estamos empezando el año con el pie derecho. Estoy muy contenta de tenerlos a todos aquí. Vi que ya había muchos de ustedes conectados desde antes de que empezáramos el live, así que pues muchas gracias por estar a la expectativa. Esta entrevista ya estaba muy esperada. Así que bueno, pues espero que estén igual de emocionados que yo porque nos vamos a divertir muchísimo. Bueno, por favor, chicos, suscríbanse a mi canal. Si no lo han hecho, aquí abajo está el botoncito para suscribirse. Y bueno, como saben, estaré teniendo una entrevista cada semana y también entrevistas rumbo a Tokio para los Olímpicos de verano. Y para quienes quieran hacer alguna pregunta o comentario al final de la entrevista, no dejen de utilizar el super chat. Para quienes no sepan qué es el super chat, son los comentarios con donativo a este canal, que gracias a todos ustedes y a estos increíbles donativos que me han hecho, puedo traerles este contenido increíble. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. I'm super happy today. We're starting the year with great interview. I'm so happy to have this interview today with a great skater. I hope you are as excited as I am. And I want to remind you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Here's the button to subscribe. And remember that I will be having one interview per week for hopefully the whole year. And if you want to ask a question or make a comment, I will read the first 5 comments made through the super chat. If you don't have any idea of what's the super chat, it's the donations to the channel. And thank you for those, because thanks to those donations, I can bring amazing content all the time. So I don't want to keep you waiting more time, and I want to introduce our guest for today. We have an Olympic medalist and world champion in ice dance. We have Gabriella Papadakis from France. Hi, Gabriella, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for doing this interview for us.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Well, this has been a crazy year. Well, last year, 2020, it was horrible for everyone. I mean, the whole world has been stopped. And I want to know, how did you manage the whole year to keep training or not training? I mean, how was the story for you?
Well, it was hard because obviously we didn't train for the first 3 months of the pandemic. So we have never stopped skating that long. So that was kind of hard, and it took us quite a while to start training again and to start like being in shape and everything. And then we've had some other quarantines because of the pandemic again. So we haven't trained as much as we are used to, which has been a challenge, like obviously. And we didn't have any competitions either too. So it's kind of a weird year, but we're trying to remember that our main goal is the Olympics, and we're trying to train for the Olympics. Hopefully there'll be a full season next year. So we're trying to focus on that because this year has been just like disappointing.
I know, for everybody. I mean, I feel so sorry for all the skaters because everybody has to stop and you can't even make plans. So it's been really hard for you guys.
Yeah, it's hard because training is hard. It's already very hard even when you have a clear objective, like a clear goal. It's really hard to train. So when you don't have that clear goal, when it's all unknown, and it's really hard. Like it's very hard to train, like mentally. So no, we figured that, we were like, okay, you know what, this season is not a real season, and we're going to stop trying to make it a season when we're not sure about anything. Like we need to be sure of something. So now we're just focused on the Olympics.
Yes, of course. And I wanted to ask, I read a news today that you are skipping the World Championships. So did you decide that based on that you couldn't train the whole year?
Well, yeah, it's a decision that came because of different reasons. First, obviously, because we didn't compete at all this season, and we felt like it was going to be too risky to just go and just do worlds, even if they're happening. It's just too, I don't know. It wasn't a good idea. It wasn't something that we thought was a good decision, especially because we're not even sure that they're happening, and we don't even know when we're gonna have an answer to whether they're happening or not. And we're tired of um, hanging on to programs and working on programs that we don't even know if we're gonna show to the world and show in competitions, when we could start training for the Olympic
Yeah.
season right away. And so we were lacking motivation even to train for worlds, because it's just like all the competitions have been canceled, like each one after the other, and we're like, it's like almost, it's hard to believe that worlds are going to happen, and it's just like it was too hard. And we didn't want to do worlds in these conditions, even if they're happening. We didn't want to do worlds like not prepared and not mentally ready. So we figured that if our main objective is the Olympics, then we're going to train for the Olympics, and that's going to be much better for us.
Yeah, I think it's a wise decision. I mean, it's difficult to compete in a big competition after no competing at all in a whole year. It's like
Yeah.
something you need to be ready. So I think it's a wise competition. So your main focus now, as I understand, it's the Olympics, and hopefully we will have the next season will be normal season, and you will be able to compete more, right?
Yeah, hopefully it would be like that. And as we're already like, we're starting the preparation of the Olympics right now, the Olympic season. So we're actually quite in advance compared to what we're usually at. So it's actually something that's kind of good, and that we regain motivation from it, because we're like, oh my God, we have so much time to prepare for the Olympics. Let's do something that we're really, really happy about. Let's do something great and take the time to really build programs as we want. So it's actually kind of something that we're happy about.
Yeah, I think that's something good. I imagine that you are going to use the Olympics, the programs you were supposed to use on this season.
Well, we're not sure about it yet. We made a free program for this season,
Hmm.
and we didn't think it would be our Olympic program at all. I think we would never have chosen this program for an Olympic season, but we love it, and I'd be very sad not to show it, not to do it in competitions. And we realized that it might be a good Olympic program. So we right now we're still working on it, and we'll see like in 1 or 2 months if it's a program that we want to keep, or if we want to do something completely different. So we're not entirely sure about it that yet,
Yeah,
but
so it's
we're
an
still
open
working on this
possibility.
one.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. So I want to go back to the beginning. Why did you start skating? I mean, what's your story?
So sorry, I'm pouring myself some herbal tea. If you're
Good, I
hearing
have my
some
coffee here, so
water.
it's great. It's
uh,
good.
yeah. So my mom is a figure skating coach, and
Hmm.
she used to train in France. Yeah, that's me. That's Guillaume and I. And so she just like put me on the ice when I was 4, and it was just easier than to, I don't know, than to drive me to kindergarten or anywhere. So she just figured like, I don't know what to do with her while I'm working. She's just gonna be on the ice with me, and that's how I started skating. Yeah, old pictures that you found. Oh my God, this video. Wow, that's old. Yep. Beautiful costume too. I'm so glad we improved that part. So yeah, we were skating on the Matrix music at that point.
You were like 14 years old, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, something like that.
I mean, it took me a while to get these pictures and videos. It was hard. It's not easy.
Well, thank you. It's good memories, though.
I
Sounds
know,
like
it's so
a
cute.
different person. Yeah.
I mean, you have been with Guillaume for so long. So, how would you
Mhm.
describe your relationship you have with him?
Well, it's kind of an undefinable. It's hard. It's a hard to define relationship because we've been skating for so long, and it's like there's no word. Like often people ask us like, oh, what's the like? Are you like friends? Are you like sister and brothers? Are you
Uh,
like a married couple? And it's like none of that, but also all of them
yeah,
at the
it's like
same time. You
family,
know
right?
what I mean? It's hard. He's not my brother, but it kind of feels like it sometimes. Friends. It's too. It's not accurate as a word, but we're friends. But we're
Mhm,
not just. We're not. It's hard to define, but we grew up together, and we grew up for each other, kind of.
mhm,
And we've had many different relationships over the years. Like we were very, very close friends when we were little, and then we grew up and we needed to grow separately, so we kind of took our own space. But we know each other so much. It's hard to define.
I always see these teams such as yours or Tessa and Scott, pairs that have been together for so many years. And I just can't imagine if you have a person so close, I just can't imagine you splitting like, like any other couple would do.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't skate without Guillaume. That's for sure.
I know it's like I said, it's like family for you, and you just make a perfect team. It's like you know what he feels, he knows how you feel, and you just express together, and it's so beautiful to watch. So that's good. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
um, Another question. What moment would you say it was the most powerful moment of your whole career?
Of what? Sorry.
What was the most powerful moment of your career?
Hmm. Well, there have been so many powerful moments. Olympics were for sure like an amazing experience, both in the negative and in the positive.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, that was, I think, yeah, of course. I mean, it's kind of an obvious answer. It's not very original, but it's true. Like Olympics are what they are, and they're Olympics, and they're credible, and they're like this life-changing experience. So I think, yeah, Olympics for sure was the most, like the biggest memory of my career.
Let me tell you that some skaters who have been to the Olympics don't mention the Olympics as the most powerful moment. Sometimes they say, I don't know, a national championship when they achieved something personal, but
Yeah.
of course Olympics have something really special. So please
Mhm.
tell me your Olympic experience. How did that feel for you?
Um, well, it was our first Olympics, so it was hard to not know what to expect because we've all seen Olympics on TV, and we both had an idea of what they would be like, and everybody was like, it's nothing that you expect. So we were expecting the unexpected. Um, but we were still very surprised when we came there, and it was very different from what we were expecting. It's just like the village in itself, like the Olympics in itself, when you are there, it feels smaller than a big competition like Europeans or Worlds, because everything is more like everything is just smaller. Like you're just cut from the outside world, and it just feels more like family friendly. There's a more friendly vibe that there is a international competitions. Everybody's wearing their country's outfits, which like gives kind of a funny atmosphere. And but at the same time, like there's so much media coverage. There are so many you can feel the pressure. You can feel like there's so many people watching. The impact it has on internet, on social media is huge. And so you're kind of living this dichotomy between like, oh, I'm in a little village, but like everybody in the world is watching us. Like, so there's kind of like this interesting paradoxical feeling there that I wasn't expecting. I thought it would be really big, like everything would be big, but it was not the case. So that was something. Also, it was our first Olympics, and we're trying to win them. So
I know.
so that was so, like, there was a lot of pressure there because we're not as prepared as our opponents, because we didn't know really what to expect there, whereas our opponents had a lot more experience with Olympics. So there was this, and then yeah, the competition was what it was. It was disappointing and amazing at the same time. um and and yeah, I mean, like, no, it was overall, it was, yeah, very interesting experience. I could talk about it for hours, but
I don't mind at all. I wanted to ask. I mean, you were so close to win the gold. I know the competition was hard because Tessa and Scott, of course, they competed in other Olympics and they had already medaled and everything. So, was it like you said? It was disappointing in some ways. Did you think you were going to get the gold?
well, we didn't think that we were going to take the gold, but we knew that we could, and that was our goal. And so not achieving that was disappointing. As happy as we were to have a silver medal, we were also disappointed
Yes, of
that it
course.
was not gold.
And I can
Like,
imagine that it's more difficult when you see the difference between you and the first place. It must be something
yeah,
like, ah!
it's enraging because, like, there was this costume issue too in the short end. Can't help but think, like, if that didn't happen, if the costume just stayed put, maybe we could have won. Like, it was just
I
so
know.
small difference. And so it was kind of enraging because you're like, it's not even because we weren't ready or we did a big mistake. It's because something that was out of our control. And
Yes,
uh
of course.
and that was sad, but also it helped put things in perspective. Like, now of course I'm still disappointed we didn't win gold, but at the same time, there are so many lessons that came with not winning gold that we wouldn't have learned otherwise if we had won. Like, maybe our career would be completely different now, and maybe we would be completely different. And I'm happy about what it taught me. uh and and I hope that I can bring those lessons, like, forward in my career and in the next Olympics. And I see it kind of as I see it as a strength now, like, to have learned that and to have gone through this disappointment.
Yes, of course. I mean, everything helps and everything teach you a lesson. And like I have said in other interviews, failure is not failure. Failure is a way to
Mhm.
learn and improve. So that's good because that gave you 4 other years to keep trying and keep working. And hopefully, next Olympics will be your Olympics. I mean, I think the whole world expects that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, like, the competition we had with Tessa and Scott was pretty amazing because for two
Yeah.
years we're just like very close to each other, and that was very hard, but that was like incredibly teaching for us. And next Olympics is going to be completely different because Tessa and Scott aren't there, and we have a different relationship to our opponents. I'm sure it will be as interesting, but it will be different. So we'll see how we'll manage that.
And talking about the wardrobe malfunction, you said, did you realize in the moment that your dress was open?
Yeah, I realized as it were happening.
Oh, it's I
But
it
Guillaume
didn't
too,
show.
and I remember we were looking in each other's eyes, like,
Oh my
what
god!
what did we do? keep going. Okay.
Well, let me tell you, it didn't show because you skated beautifully. I mean, I can imagine that can be a lot of distraction, but it didn't show. You still skated beautifully, and the program was gorgeous.
Thank you.
And it's a shame it didn't work, the dress, because it was so beautiful. But
The
well,
dress was beautiful.
yeah,
That's true. The dress was beautiful. Yeah.
well, that happens.
Well, that's life.
That's life, and that's like a funny
That's how
story. Yeah, I know. It's a funny story you will be able to tell to your kids someday.
and my grandkids. I'm gonna be a funny grandma.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
You know,
And
grandma used to be a figure skater. Yeah.
oh my god, that's so funny. And okay, so when you got your silver medal, what were you thinking when you were in the podium?
Well, at the time, I was very disappointed. I mean, like, yes, now I can see, like, looking back, that I'm happy about having this medal, this silver medal, and that I'm proud of what we did there. But I was, no, at that time, we were very disappointed.
I know it can be hard, but well, at least now when you look back, you can be happy that you already have an Olympic medal.
Of course, and it was a beautiful medal, and Tessa Scott did an amazing win, and they deserve to win. Like, we knew that, but it's hard because we're athletes, and we wanted the best. We wanted to be the best, and we were not. So,
Well, yeah,
but
and it takes time to process the situation.
time, yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like I interviewed Alyona Savchenko, and she told me that she had her bronze Olympic medals stored like in the basement of her house because she was so angry that she couldn't win the gold twice. So she
Mhm.
grounded the medals. And when she got her gold medal, she said, "Okay, now I can bring the other two medals." And then she hung them on the wall. But she was so angry at.
Yeah,
I mean, I get
you
it.
know, it might be something like that for me because my silver medal is somewhere at my mom's house. I didn't I don't even have it with me. Like, I'm not a big, like, I never hang any medals or any pictures even of me skating. I don't know why. It's just like
I have like my whole wall.
I think I'll do that once I retire. It's just like
Yes.
once I retire, I'll be like, okay, now I want to see what I've achieved. But right now, I'm just like so focused on what's coming, and I don't care about what happened. I'm just focused on what's coming, so I
That's
don't.
good.
But I'll probably do that once I'm retired. I'll like.
Yeah, you have to hang them on the wall. Like Aliona, when you get your gold medal, in that moment you can hang them on the wall. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so besides the Olympics, I want to ask you something. Of course, you have
Yeah.
come so far in the sport. So, what quality do you think you have in you that has kept you like going in the sport and achieving your goals or getting to this high level?
Well, that's a good question.
I know.
Um, well,
Ah, I know it's a hard one.
I think there's a deep, like, there's something very deep in me that I it's like a deep need of expressing myself, and that keeps me um, wanting to keep doing really cool program that I love and that I think will be interesting, and like my creativity never fades, like my inspiration never fades. Like I'm always fed by music and movies and books, and I feel like I could, if if it didn't take so much practice, I could want to do like 50,000 more programs if I wanted.
Yeah.
That's for the creativity part, because Guillaume and I, we like we're not. It's weird to say, but we're not. We don't look. We don't watch skating a lot. Like, we're not like great skating watch. I don't know. We look at our
Like
friends and
spectators,
we
you
watch.
mean?
Yeah, we're not like, I don't know how to say. Like I'm very passionate about skating, the act of skating.
But not watching it?
I like watching it because I'm in this world and I watch my friends and stuff like that. But I never was a fan of like watching skating. You know, like you know how some people are sometimes like, oh, I'm gonna watch like an old like old programs from
Yeah.
an old competition of 1996 or
Mhm,
I
mhm.
don't, you know what I mean? Like we've both never been that way. We take our inspiration. It's like watching a play makes me want to skate. Watching a movie makes me want to skate. Reading a book makes me want to skate. Like I take my inspiration from all these different places. And so it helps us create something that is very much our own. Like we bring our universe on the ice.
That is so
And
beautiful.
that is that inspiration is endless, I find. And I don't know if I'll ever get tired of doing that. And but then there's the athletic part too. And I feel like, to be honest, I don't think I would be an athlete if it wasn't for figure skating. Like
Mhm.
figure skating has that artistic side that makes me want to train and be an athlete for.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I could like run a marathon, or maybe I could run a marathon, but probably not train to win a marathon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't think I would spend that many hours every day to practice a sport that wasn't as artistic as figure skating is. So because of that, because we have like this great field that we can play with, that makes me want to like get in shape and be able to be athletic, to do the lifts and to do the 4 minutes program and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, after I retired from figure skating, I couldn't find any other sport where I could
Hmm.
express. So I totally get it. I mean, it's not the same to be running, just running, than doing
Yeah.
something with music and expressing what you feel.
Yeah.
And what you say is so beautiful because, uh, I mean, taking the inspiration from art, from a play, from something else in your life and bringing it to the ice, it makes a more personal program.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's what shows on the ice. I mean, when you and Guillaume skate, it's like there's a perfect chemistry between you and all the feelings show. So I think that's what's great about you.
Thanks. Thank you.
That's beautiful. What other question? Okay, so do you have plans for after Olympics?
um
It's difficult.
well, it's difficult. I have a lot of ideas,
Mhm.
let's say. Plans, not so much. First, we don't know whether or not we'll like how long we'll keep skating. We
Yeah.
don't know that. And second, it's just like I have a lot of ideas, that's for sure. And I think they'll just like I'll just make them a reality once I'm retired. But I don't make plans like this is decisive
Yeah, I know.
plans.
When you're an Olympian, you have to like stick to the plan, to the competitions.
Yeah, for now the
I,
plan is Olympic,
yeah,
and then we'll see.
yeah, and it seems like for regular not skater people, it seems like 1 year it's a close time to make plans. But I think in sports, a year it's a lot of time, and you have to stick to your plan, and you will see after, right?
Yeah.
So we have a couple of questions from the audience. Let me show you. Give me 1 second. Okay. Here someone is asking, what's your favorite program? One of your programs.
It's a tough one. Well, it's always the one that we're working on. So for now, my favorite program is the freedoms that we're working on. But past programs, I loved the Moonlight Sonata. I loved
Beautiful.
build home. I loved all three programs that we had. Yeah, maybe Moonlight Sonata was my favorite. Yeah, and for short programs, I think the tango was my favorite short program.
Can we know what's the music for the free program you have now, or it's a secret?
Like right now, we're working on a tango free dance.
Oh, nice. I love tango.
Yeah.
What else? Someone is asking here, why did you skate to fame? So different to all your other programs.
Well, yeah, that's actually funny because so the theme was musicals,
Mm-hmm.
and both Guillaume and I didn't grew up watching musicals. It wasn't like, because in France it's not so much part of, it's not really part of our culture, so we don't grow up watching them, and it's hard to relate to musicals when it's not part of your culture. So we didn't really know what we were gonna do, and then we were playing around, we're trying a few styles, and then I think it's Romain that showed us videos of Fame, that like the TV show,
Yeah.
and the movie too. Like it's a TV show and a movie. So, and then we were watching that, and we thought it was really cool. Like just like the 80s, his something
Oh, it's great.
completely different. Like it's like super fun, and yes, it's very different from what we've done, but we started playing around with it, and it's just like it was so much fun. Like at first we are just doing jokes with it, we're just like, oh my god, it would be so cool to like start as if we're warming up, and then we're just playing around and having fun and having like laughs, and just like, and then we're like, why not why not do it as a program? Like we've never done something that we thought was funny. We've always done stuff that we thought were beautiful or touching or moving or lyrical. Like we've never done something because it was funny.
Yeah.
Like it was never the first intention of whatever we were doing. So we are like, let's do it, because Guillaume and I had practice. We love so much. We're always making jokes, and we have this very, very funny side that people that know us personally know about us, but people that only know us on the ice don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, that would be fun exploring that, and then like working on it, we realized that the story of Fame, like the story of these young people, these young artists that are just working really, really hard because they want to make it in their world, and it's just like they have so much to say that they're, and realized that we're seeing ourselves in them, and the story was very relatable to us, so it became something. It started as let's do something funny, and then it became something very meaningful to us.
That was amazing. I mean, you know how some skaters always stick to the same style of music, and sometimes the audience think that it's what they know how to dance. But in
Hmm.
your case, it was amazing. I remember the first time I saw you in your costumes, and I was like, oh my God, no, I'm not seeing this. This is not true. This must be like a show or something. When I realized it was your program, I was like, oh my God, they rock at this. I mean, and that's
Yeah.
amazing because you did something totally different to everything you have done, and you totally rocked it. I mean, it was amazing.
I mean, I have to be honest. Like for the whole time that we were working on it, I was like, It's super fun. Let's do it. I love it." Like I was the like Guillaume sometimes was like, "Ooh, I'm not like." Is it ridiculous? Like I'm not entirely sure, but then I was gonna be like, "No, it's fine. Let's do that." But when we showed up at competition on the first practice with our costumes, there I was like, what have we done? Like, what have we done?
I want to go
Like,
home.
I don't want to do this like in front of people like that. That the joke was fun, but I like this is no like. Why did I think it was a good idea? Like I was such doubts. Like I was not sure. Like I was not proud of my costume with the music. I was like, oh my god. But anyway, okay. Like people were just like, wow, it's great. Like people thought
Yeah.
it was a good idea. So I'm like,
Everything was
I
good.
was
I mean, the costume, the hair. I mean, the hair. It was amazing. Everything. You were great. I mean, it was a great choice. Different,
yeah.
so risky, but it was good.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have another comment. Saludos, well, greetings from Santiago de Chile. This is one of my
Saludos.
biggest fans, Joandri. He's one of the loyal ones. He's always here. Gracias, Joandri. Who else? Let me see. Okay, it's greetings from Guadalupe Trueba, also. And, oh, a good question. Let's see. Okay, so how did you feel when you heard that Tessa and Scott were going to skate again and train in the same place as you? Did you feel intimidated?
I don't know if intimidated. Well, I guess a little intimidated because we, I mean, we were big fans when we were younger. Like when we were 14, 15, we were looking up to them a lot. So, and like they were, I think for a while, they were my favorite ice dancers. But then we won worlds, and so when they came back, at first I didn't. At first, the first thought that came to mind was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "No, please don't come back," and leave us alone. But then at the same time, I was also like, "Yeah, it was everything in the same." Like I was like, "No, I don't want them to come back," but like also like, "Wow, it's great! I'm gonna see them every day." Like I was happy and not happy at the same time. It was like it was interesting, but training with them was very very interesting too because like they're very hard workers and we're all very different in our approach to skating and training. But they had so much more experience that we had that we learned from them a lot, for sure.
Well, I think that it's always good to have a little bit of competition, a good competition, because that helps you to, like train harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel that when you don't have like strong competition, sometimes you can loosen up, and that's not good. So I think
Not
it
good.
could be a good thing. So I think there are no more questions from the audience, but everybody's saying that you are a really nice person, that you are really sweet, that you're fantastic, and
Thank you.
oh, everybody misses you, and of course we miss to watch you on the ice, but hopefully if everything is okay, next season we will watch your new programs and everything will be okay, and you will have a little bit of extra time to train these beautiful programs and rock it and win the gold at the Olympics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
hope.
we'll be praying for that. We'll be cheering on
Thank
the audience. And who
you.
else? Congratulations to both. Everybody loves what you do together. Blessings. I mean, everybody's here commenting a lot. So thank you so much, Gabby, for being here. This was really, really amazing. I mean, this has been great. I didn't know you were so funny. You're amazing. You're really amazing, and this interview has been great. And I wish you
Thank
the
you.
best, really the best. Hopefully next year, well, this year will be a little better for you, and
Yeah.
just keep training. I mean, everybody loves you, and we support you. So good luck
Thank
with
you so much.
everything. And thank you
Thank you.
guys for joining us today for this amazing interview. Remember that this interview will stay recorded as a video and you can watch it anytime. So I'll be sharing the post on my social media, and please follow me and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Gabriella. Good luck with
Thank
everything, and
Yep.
I hope
Thank
everything is
you.
good.
Thank
Gracias
you
a
very
todos,
much.
amigos. Los quiero mucho. Bye bye, Gaby.
Adiós.
Chicos, hasta luego.